The Mig Switch might be the most interesting thing to happen to the Nintendo Switch recently, so let's go ahead and pull up their website, dig through it, and see what this is all about. I've got my computer here, and the first thing you see when you go to their website is kind of this disclaimer saying that the Mig Switch is a third-party backup and development device for the Switch, not endorsed by Nintendo of Japan, and basically be careful, there's some legal jargon here. They don't approve of you using ROMs, even though you can do that with it. So let's go ahead and get to their website. First off, you see make a change, live free, join the revolution. Obviously, they're trying to do something outside of the normal Nintendo Switch here, which makes sense because this is a flash cart for the Switch. So there's some notes here. It's for easy backup and plug and play. They're looking for distributors here for pre-orders because apparently it can't be sold directly to customers for some reason. I'm not sure about that. It even says we do not sell retail to end users, so you're gonna have to go through someone, and I haven't figured out how I'm gonna do this yet, but I'm probably gonna try to get one of these. Then there's going to be reviews incoming. Hopefully I can maybe reach out to them and get one of these things, because that would be totally awesome, and review it. But they're also still doing some testing as of I guess early November, which is kind of interesting. It looks like it's supposed to work with any type of Switch, any region, and any firmware, which is going to be pretty interesting here. And then at the bottom, you see a product of Mig Switch developed and produced in the Russian Federation, which can be kind of interesting because I think it's a lot harder for people in the United States to buy from Russia right now, so we're going to have to probably work our way to getting one of these somehow. I'm not quite sure how yet, but let's go ahead and go to the product itself. It says Mig Switch is the only backup and development device for all Nintendo systems, regardless of their version, firmware, and type, whether it's the regular or the Lite, and it doesn't require any modification to use, which is absolutely crazy and could be really interesting. You just plug and play, it says. It also shows you kind of what you can do you go to the download section, and it shows what it comes with. It comes with the card. The micro SD is not included, and it comes with a Mig Switch dumper to back up your legally owned Nintendo Switch games. So it seems like this is being sold as a easy backup for your Switch, but if you do nefarious things, it also allows you to do that. But they're specifically saying we're only doing this for backups in legal ownership of the Switch, because they don't really want to take on any of that blame. And we'll get into whether or not Nintendo has any grounds to go after them, or not. It allows you to back up your games like we've told you if you've got a regular Switch or a modified, so you can do that if you're interested. But if you have a plain vanilla out of the box Nintendo Switch, you do not have to mod it in order to back up your stuff. However, you will need a hack Switch if you're going to run homebrew applications to play games. So that's one caveat of this, but it kind of makes sense. It shows you kind of how to make the ROM dump and all that kind of stuff too, if you're interested in that. I'm not going to get into it all that well because that's a legal gray area that you can decide for if you want or don't want. Tells you what it is, what current version it is here on the downloads page. It shows you how to set it up, how to set up the SD card and what you're going to do there. Then it shows you how to insert and launch the games online mode and how to use the Mig Dumper, and of course how to contact us. So they're experiencing a ton of stuff. So they're working on how to kind of get linked up to this. But this thing looks like it's going to be pretty interesting, and I'm going to definitely try to get my hands on one. Now, I do not condone going out and playing Switch games that are illegally gotten. They're still being sold. If you say just emulate it, it's pretty a weak argument to just say, oh, just emulate the game and move on. I'm not about that. I like my physical copies. I like to be able to support the developers or the publishers, the indie game creators, stuff like that. Now, if it's done and gone and we're 10, 20 years into the future and you can't buy the games, that's a different story. But for now, I think this is a very interesting way to back up your Switch and back up your save files that you kind of can't do with certain games or certain things on the Switch. So this is very interesting, as well as the hack stuff and being able to mod your Switch and all that. But I'm interested to see how much this is going to cost. And the real question is, will Nintendo go after Mig Switch for this? I think they'll probably definitely try to. There's kind of some back deal kind of things going on from what I've seen. Kind of the promotion and where this is at is not necessarily in Russia, but funnels through Russia. There's some rumors of it being in Germany. There's a lot of things that I just haven't gotten the facts from, but this website tells us exactly what we want to know. This thing is going to work with your Switch, whether or not you've got the Switch Lite, the basic Switch, the Switch OLED, whatever version, it should work. Now, I'm interested to see if Nintendo does upgrade to where they realize, hey, if this is working, brick the system, because the Nintendo Switch has been known back when it first released to brick the system if you use a third-party dock. So I'm very interested to see what version the Mig Switch works with, and if Nintendo patches it and then it just bricks people's systems. That's one thing we'll have to see when this thing comes out. But it is a flash cart. If you had a Nintendo DS or a 3DS, you probably know what the R4 is, and that was something that was wild and pretty cool there, and there's a few others like it. This thing is very interesting to me. We haven't really seen one of these for a Nintendo system lately because, well, the Wii, the Wii U, there wasn't any reason for it. But now the Switch is out and it kind of makes sense to be one. So I'm interested to see how Nintendo's going to handle this. But what do you think? Is Nintendo going to go after them right away? Will they wait and kind of see how it works and then go after them? Or will this thing not even be shipped and sold because of Nintendo's antics? I don't know what's going to happen, but this thing is very interesting, and I definitely want to try to get my hands on them. But I also know that it might brick a Switch, so I might try to buy a used Switch Lite and try it on it. I don't know. What do you think? Comment down below and let me know. But check out that video out if you haven't already, because I'm going to get out of here. I just started The Last of Us for the PS5, and I'm really enjoying it, so I want to get back to playing it. But check that video out if you haven't already, and comment down below what you think about the Mig Switch.